Alright, I'm back to try to figure out the rest of this exercise. So, currently on number 5, inside of the database, implement a single request get worker that will return a worker's PID for a given key. This is right where I left off this morning, just trying to figure out what these question marks are. I think this part's probably right in terms of what it wants us to do. It wants us to assign an index of 0, 1, or 2. So what we're doing here, passing this with a reduce function to get all of our workers, where the map is accumulator. Assume this map that we're making starts at map.new, which is like a hash in Ruby. Start up a new database worker, store the PID here, and then put the worker's PID inside of the map with the index. So we build 1, it's at ID of 0 inside of our map, and then we have 0 or 1 ID is the second database worker, and then 2 is the third one. So now what we're doing is turn a worker's PID for a given key. So we probably need to pass in the workers, which is more accurate. Yeah, normally it's like the thing you want, and then like the key that we're trying to look up, which is going to be here. And then, oh yeah, we need to go learn about this Erlang p-hash2. Takes in a key and a 3. We gotta learn what that is. So I don't know what that is. So we gotta go check it out. So here, p-hash2 Erlang. We got p-hash1, 2. It's good. Looks promising. Term and range. This is saying 2. Okay, so yeah, this one here. Takes in a term. I think this means a hash function. I don't think that this means a map. I think it means a hash function. Don't actually know though. Range. Integer is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so I read this, not immediately clear to me what we're supposed to do, so let's go to a little bit. Split this, and we want to do interactive Elixir. Even those up. So from over here, we can do any like Erlang function just like this. Let's see, okay, doesn't allow us to autocomplete. Key and 3, okay, I don't know, cake. Seems promising. Let's try this, the string cake. So might need an integer. Try it as a 3. Nope. Okay. Let's try it as an integer. Oh. Wait. We're not inside of IEX. Why not? Okay. So presumably this should always return the same thing, like the same hash value, no matter what. Interesting. Okay. No idea how it's working. But I think I can kind of see what it's doing. I don't know what this number is doing. This is the range. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the range that's going in, and that's optional. So we could do this, right? And establishmentarianism here. So no matter which process is running with this particular value to be hashed, it will always return this number, right? Which is a good thing when you are trying to do what we're doing right now, because you always want it to pass the same, like my list or other list, to the same value. So whichever value you do, it should always return 0 whenever you call it with this. Whereas this should always return 2, right? Okay, sweet. And so then 3 is the range. So we're saying, hey, since we have 3 workers, we have either 0, 1, or 2. Those are the only values that we want it to actually return. Whereas if you notice here, it's giving us just ginormous values, right? It's insane. So, okay, cool. I think I understand that. Feeling good about it. We'll get rid of that. Let's make these equal again. So here we want to get workers, and what we want to do is we want to do Erlang dot phash 2, and we want to pass it the key, and we also want to pass it the number of workers that we have, which we could make this dynamic. Workers is a map. Is there a length function or a size function for a map? Because if there was, then that'd be tight. Let's see, size. Map size. Let's see. 1 of 1. So there is a map size. Okay. So it's inside the kernel module. Shouldn't have to import it. Map size type. Yeah, that's what we're looking for right here. Looks like we just always have it because it's kernel. So we shouldn't have to. We should be good. Yeah. 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 Okay. So here we're going to do, what was it? Map size of workers. So even if we change the number of workers that we spin up, it'll always be dynamic. So this should just always work now. Okay, so this is going to get us the ID of the worker that we're looking for. Okay? That's what this function will return to us. So you handed all the workers, you handed the particular key that you're trying to find the index for, like, hey, where is it stored, which worker deals with keys that look like this, right? And then it'll return that one. So that's good. Single request get worker that will return a worker's PID for a given key. Okay, so we don't have that just yet, because this is going to be the index of worker, is what this is, and then we need to do workers, map.get takes in the workers first, and then the index of worker here. So then this is actually going to return a PIN of a worker. Yep. So this should return that. Feeling good about that. Number 5 is done. Number 6. Ooh, we need this one too. Get worker should always return the same worker for the same key. The easiest way to do this is to compute the key's numerical hash, normalize it to a fall, and the range of 0 to 3 values. Okay, cool. Did that too. Oh, this can be done calling Erlang key hash 2, key 3. Cool. Did that. Interface functions get and store to do.database internally call get worker to obtain the worker's PID, and then forward to interface functions of database worker using the obtained PID as the first argument. Cool. So now here we have this get worker, which is always going to return to us PID, and then inside of this starts up all of our workers here, and we're always getting in a key here, right, which is the same key we want to inject down here. Okay. How do we get workers though? How do we get that workers map? Okay. So the only way now to do it is if we implement versions of handle call, handle cast, and also handle call. And maybe that's like implied. We're supposed to know that. But we need those workers in order to be able to invoke this function. So we can't do it up here. We can't solve for this on lines 10 through 16. We need the actual state of the workers, which means that we need Elixir to give them to us, or then, I don't know, one of them. Okay, so and this is the part I wasn't sure about earlier today, is, hey, is this the state? Is this what it's supposed to look like? I don't know, we'll see. Okay, let's go down here with an example. So here is what the database worker looks like. And so if you notice here, it takes in the message that it's being passed, which is right here. So that's the message being passed. And then, so that part is going to be store, key, data, type. And then next, it's going to be, and then now is where this part comes in. So whatever like current state is what's going to go in here. And you kind of get that part for free in Elixir land. So we have a folder, and we have workers. Type. Yeah. Now down here. Same deal. Well, okay, I guess we do handle cast first. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get our worker PID. And in order to do that, let's invoke this get worker function that we just did. Now we have both workers and also the key here. And after we have that, now we can invoke store database worker dot store to hit this function here, and it takes in a worker, a key, and also data. So maybe this doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so I think that this part doesn't matter. So this part was wrong before, I'm pretty sure. This is what I'm currently thinking about. So down here, whenever you actually initialize a worker, you have the actual folder itself. It's here. So in terms of like state, it's already maintained inside of the database worker process, and so you don't need to like think about it or store it up here anymore. So I believe this can simplify to just workers, and then here is just workers. Now we can still get the worker that we need out of workers with the actual key, right? And then we have as well data. And so then here we can just call the actual worker that we have, hey, worker PID, we need you to store this key with this data. That's clean. That is pretty clean. I'm actually reasonably sure this is going to work. So I'm not going to do what the book said and like go test it right now. I'm like feeling sad about this. This should return no reply. The folder. I don't know about that part. This return value might screw us up. I think we probably just want to return workers here. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try this. This part might be broken, but feeling good about it. Okay, then over inside of handle call, same deal, except for that we actually have to also retain our caller. So we're going to have to pass in self. Okay, so then we're going to get the key, right, which is this part here. Same deal. And we have caller, workers. This part, I don't know. Handle call might be broken. We'll see. Let's just keep on going. So now, same deal. You've got to get the actual worker out, right? So this code is going to be the exact same, and we still have workers and key. But this part is different. Sorry, just this part's the same. This part's different because now we're going to hit this one, worker and key. So get worker PID and also the key. And whenever you get something out of here, I don't know how this works. Let's go look at gen server reply and see what that function looks like. Gen server reply. Ooh, here we go. Replies to a client. So it takes in a client and also takes in a reply. See examples. Replies to a client. Takes a client reply from and also return. Okay. Function means to explicitly send a reply to a client that called call 3. Okay, or multi-call 4. Oh, I haven't seen this yet. Multi-call 4. That's cool. when the reply cannot be specified in the return value of handle call 3. Oh, okay. So the reason why it can't be specified is because, I'll show you. Then we'll go back and read that again. We already finished reading that. So if you look in the database worker, what we have refactored it to is that it actually spins up another process to do the actual reading. Right here. It actually spins up a process right here, the spawn. This is just an anonymous process that's just gonna, oh, right here, this is the whole thing. And wait, the inside parenthesis, boom, all that. Anyways, so we have this happen inside of like an anonymous process that's just gonna go and do it, and therefore this handle call function cannot reply, right? Like it doesn't know yet, it hasn't executed yet. By the time it gets to this code, this process that it's currently in has already sent it off to this process where it's actually going to get handled. So we use genserver.reply to handle that part, and then we just return no reply DB folder. I like get it 65%. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Anyways, back to documentation. So client must be the from argument, second argument. Okay. First argument. Oh, of the handle call. Yes. Okay. The second argument of the handle call. Accepted by the handle call 3 callbacks. Implies an arbitrary term, which will be given back to the client's return value of the call. Okay, I don't know what that means. Note the reply to can be called from any process, not just the gen server that originally received the call. As long as that gen server communicated the from argument somehow. This function always returns okay. Examples. So we have a handle call, reply in 1 second, has a from, has a state. Send after, this is referencing itself, reply, and then it passes in this from, 1000 milliseconds, no reply state. And then this is going to be invite. Interesting. Okay. So, So what are we trying to do here? We have a database. This caller yeah, I don't know. Let's just try this. Same thing. I feel like this might be wrong, and we actually might want like whatever we pattern match up here. Something. And we actually might want this. Yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, I might just get here. I don't know. Let's see. So, few points in here that I'm just like not 100% confident in. So I would not be surprised if we have to do a couple different things with it. Here. Function is missing terminator and expected token. On 26. To do database on 26. I read that here. Database 23. The one that starts at 23. Function is missing terminator end. Unexpected token of slash. Huh. Interesting. That is actually super surprising to me. Okay. Reduce Elixir, so we're going back into enum. That's how you did it. Let's look at that example again. Nope, this one. Nope, this one. Yeah. So this is probably my least favorite thing about Elixir is that anonymous functions have to end with the actual word end. It's an anonymous function. I don't see that in like any other language. I don't really like it. I also don't overly like how anonymous functions, in order to invoke them in context, you have to use like the dot operator to do it. I think it's like very counterintuitive as well. But Elixir is still the best language, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so over here, down here, and let's clear that up. Try it. Okay, database 25. Worker, workers, pid, type, try again. Database worker.store3 is undefined. Module database worker is not available. Move them side by side. See if that one is getting cut off. I'm also going to move this down. So we don't need that. Database worker. Oh, yeah, this one there. I guess both of these. Okay. I just type it twice. And let's just clear out of that. Try again. Ooh, what just happened? Driver select. That is a super gnarly error. Port failed select before stop. Second time. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I've done that a couple times before. I get really janky, weird Erlang responses whenever I start up IEX-smix. So if they're doing something wrong, I don't actually know what it is, but if I reset it, it's fixed it every time so far. It's like not the best. All right. So how do I actually run this thing? I just start the database. I think there's like another layer. I think there's a caching layer or something I actually start up. I think this is the thing I start. So then I do like cache to do cache. I'm going back to the book. I don't actually remember. Ooh. There we go. We have to do this start business, start the server process, and then we can actually invoke it the way we want to. I think we get the database for free. I think that server does that for us. We can trace it though real quick, just to be sure we understand what's happening. So we're going to start up this cache, which is here. And that is going to hit this persist directory, which, while we're here, I'm going to clear it out. I guess we do it like the smart way. Remove persist star. List persist. We got nothing. Cool. Back in, and so refresh this. It's not done. Cool. So we have cache. I'll pull it up. It's here whenever we initialize it, which is what happens when you call genserver.start or start. Then I'm going to call genserver.start, pass in the cache module, and also nothing state. So that nothing is going to become this. Doesn't matter. Here, start up a new database.start with /persist directory. So now let's go look at the database, which is here. I'm going to pull this one up. I'm going to close this one. So we've just started the database here, and we've passed it the /persist directory, and then we're going to call genserver.start. It knows it's the database. It takes in /persist, and we also assign it like an actual name of database server, the add-on. Okay. Then we're going to go into init function. Still have /persist right here. Make the directory if we don't already have it. Is what this does. Then, this is the code we added earlier today. Get all the workers, right? Reducing through 0, 1, and 2, and return them as part of the actual state. So now we have the state inside of this database. Then, if you look at the book, we're going to call .cache server process. So that is this function, this interface function. It's going to take in a cache PID, which we're going to have, and also the particular to-do list that we would like to do, like Justin says, for instance. This is then going to route to the call function for my cache, for this particular cache, and it's going to receive this message, server process to-do list name. Since that's a call, that's going to happen right here. So we're going to get this state, the exact message we just sent right here. There. That message is going to become this first argument. Second thing is just the process. And then finally we're going to get the state, which is all of the servers that are currently running, which is this here. Just a blank map, I guess, to start with the very first one. So we're going to try to fetch out of the servers the particular name we have here. Those two go together. Well, I guess we feel them, but these two go together, right? If we already have it, then great. We are going to reply with the to-do server of the to-do servers. Otherwise, we're going to start a new server. So let's go over here, pull this one up, and close this and close this so we can see it. Well, we're going to have to reopen those in like 2 seconds, but whatever. Start up a new server, right? It's going to have an actual name. And we're going to do it here. Start link, module, and the name. Start link. So that's going to be here. It's going to take in the name. And we're actually going to start up and get a new database connection, or to-do list.new. So back in the database here, we are now calling this either get of the key or just return a to-do list.new. And the list function here is what it looks like. I am going to post all this code on GitHub. It already is up there, but I will post the updated code after I'm done today. If you want to actually just like, look at it for yourself, that might be helpful. I'm like trying to trace it, and like even as I'm going through it, like I wrote all this, following along, and it's a little bit confusing if you don't know what you're doing. And apparently, like we're going to continue to build off of this throughout the duration of the book. So probably pretty important if you are interested that you go and check out this code. Yeah, pretty much. We then will store. Then finally, inside of database, we will actually pass the work off to a worker. And then that's what we're about to test. So, long-winded here. Oh, nope, not long-winded here. And here. So it is okay and cache. Oh, cool. We now have a cache bid, so this process is running. That is pretty cool. And now we're going to make a list. My to-do list is server process. It's going to take in the cache. And this is going to be the new directory that is going to be made inside of this persist directory. It's not there yet. Oh. Oh, check this out. This is the actual like worker state right here. These are the workers that we wanted. 0 is pointing at this PID, 1 is pointing at this PID, 2 is pointing at this PID. Notice how they're all sequential too. That's awesome. So what are we doing wrong? Let's see. Let's see if we can try to figure out exactly where it failed. So we did start up the workers. The last message is get Justin's list. And that's happening in database 40. Close that. Database 40. Cool. So this, it didn't like that. Whatever, I don't care. I wanted to like see what those things were that were being returned. And it didn't work, so whatever, that's fine. Here. Let's see. Whenever I do this a few times in a row, then I start to be like, just why am I not letting tests? And I don't really have a good answer, because I figured out how to write tests for gen servers earlier this week, last week. I'm not really sure. Okay, so I might have already made a directory for Justin's list, so I'm going to switch it to my list. I guess we can just check. Okay, I guess we don't have one. Oh yeah, whatever, I'm committed at this point. So, disable that flux for an hour. Gen server.call, server process my list 5000. Timed out. So, where? Gen server.call. Gen server process my list 5000. Timeout. So I think that the database worker getting one. Can you make it here? Just weird on these. You can borrow? One time? Maybe? My list? No. I have to do all this again. Start it up. get that list. So these things worked. And we have, in fact, the a PID, right? I'm looking right here. We have a PID, and we also have the actual key that we're looking for. Both of these should be right. Okay, so now let's see if we're getting inside of here. Interesting. Spawn this function. Gotta inspect that caller. Start it up. Get to my list. Interesting. So that's not what I was expecting. It's actually two things. PID and the reference. So where is it hanging? Which is the part that's hanging? We are doing this no reply DB. We're also doing it over here. Alright, let's just see if we're hanging there. Recompile. Oh. Recompile. That right there. Cache. My list. Made it. Oh, I was looking in the wrong spot. Type. Alright. Made it. Thing. IO.inspect thing. Actually, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because what it could be doing is just immediately returning that nil. Thing is nil. But we made it. IO.inspect workers. Recompile. Give me a cache. This thing. Yup. Okay. 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 It's interesting. It's the anonymous function. The reference there. Then server.call 214. Alright, so what is calling this get right here? So this one here. So, okay. I think that we actually do need to somehow pass this caller through. I don't know. I'm honestly never sure like where the issue is. inspect the caller. Hang on 1 second. Database worker.get. Why is this getting called? Why are we even here? Doesn't make any sense. So if you check this out, this server process it should be returning to us a list. And yet somehow inside of the database, if you're hitting this handle call, this needs to return to us a worker. This needs to be a worker. Right? I don't know. Call that, get the worker, PID, and the key. Oh. No. Yeah. No, I think it does look right, actually. So I believe it is waiting for a reply. It's not getting one. Let's invoke game as get, though. It's a map.get. So why is server process, cache server process, why is that actually calling the get function? Oh, it's happening. See what I mean? Okay, so that's what I'm kind of wondering. So down here, part where we are getting, or we're blowing up and going through all of this, is to do our cache server process. Is equal to my list. This should be returning to us like a list or something. Do you have my list? It's not exist. Okay, so now that's fine. And to do this, yes. Now we go here. Start up a new server. To do server, so his name is server. I really want to finish this thing. Might not have enough. Let's see. No. With the newly started server. Oh, get the file. Boom. Cache. My list. Okay. Just to be sure. Have one. Get the file. that one, that one. Okay, cool. So that did in fact fail. But let's put it above. My hypothesis is that we should see that new server track. We do. So we are never getting this. So server starting is actually failing. Server start is what's failing. Server, let's pull that up. I'm going to close that for now. Server start. Gen server start link. Get what does the database get function do now? Oh, I think this is wrong now. It was doing some weird, like, janky stuff where it's just, like, pulling stuff directly out of the directory. It was, like, loading up the entire file immediately whenever it came in. I think that will no longer work. I feel like this one should still work. It's just this function that now needs to change, maybe. To do that, database.get name. Which will then go into this handle call down here. Gets out a worker. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to sleep on it, and then tomorrow morning I will figure it out in like 30 seconds or something. I don't know, like 10 minutes. Because late at night code is never as good as early morning code. This is actually proven fact. Anyways, all right, I'll talk to you soon.